today, last week, if you remember, I showed you I'd put some of the chipboard ephemera onto the front. And I was sort of looking through the chipboard ephemera, and there are some beautiful, I dropped some on the floor. There are some absolutely beautiful pieces. And I just thought, you know what? I need to use some of these. I mean, there's some really nice, large pieces. Look, it's just amazing. And they're really solid. So what I thought I'd do today is actually incorporate some of these and make them useful. So let me just put these away because I've picked the ones I want to use already. Okay, so let me just pop these. Oh, for goodness sake. I'll collect up some of them anyway and get them out of the way, otherwise they'll all end up on the floor. So there were two things that caught my eye. And that was these two pieces of fence. And I thought, you know what, I bet I could do something with that. And I bet I could make some sort of tuck pocket with those bits of fence. So then I looked for some papers. So I'm still trying to get all these back up here. That I could use. And eventually I decided on this. So this is the piece of paper that I thought I would use because I love all of this. And I thought you could put a fence at the bottom there. You're not actually losing too much of the pattern because you can see it through the panels. And it just looks like a really nice sort of wicket fence. And then I thought, I wonder if I can do two things. Good morning, Ali. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. So I wondered if I could do two things by creating something up in this corner as well. So that's my plan. That is my plan. I have no idea whether it's going to work, but that's my plan. So the first thing I'm going to do, I've cut this down to 7.5 by 7.5. And the very first thing I'm going to do is just go around the edges. I was told last Thursday at Crafty Turn Crafters that some of you are watching and see my mistakes and are shouting at the screen, Sarah, you haven't done this. So I'm going to try and remember everything, okay, so that you don't have to shout at the screen today. Right, okay, so I'm just going to go around the edge, and as I say, with this one, because it is that sort of vintage, I am taking it more onto the page to give that sort of vintage edge to this. So if I lay these on flat, it's going to be quite difficult to put a pocket on it. So I'm going to use some, some of these foam pads. That's the word I'm looking for. My foam pad of choice are the hunky dory ones. The paper comes off really easily. I just like the sizing as well. So what I'm going to do, let's just get the right scissors, is these are quite big. If you look at it that way, you can see they're quite big, chunky ones. But I want to put foam pad along there and along there. Okay. Oh, yes, yes. Wasn't it brilliant, Ali? What a fantastic day. Yes. I was just in awe of the amount of work that the organisers, Dale and his team, had done. Absolutely brilliant. So I'm going to cut these in half. And, oh, now there's somebody at the door. And I'm going to put some along there. And then I'm going to go up these two edges here. And I think I want to cut them a bit thinner. So I'm going to put one on there. I remember you, Ali, in the blue sling. Yes, I do remember. It was lovely to see you. Good morning, Teresa. Thank you for joining us. And one along there. So I've just gone along the bottom and up the two outsides. And I'm going to take this off like so. And take this off like so. And I am going to put a little bit of my trusty glue on the top as well. Okay, so a little bit of that just to give it a little more sticking power. And then I think I'm going to leave a gap in the middle. So I'm going to put this one along there. Do you know, Teresa, they're absolutely gorgeous. Oh, Denise. Yeah, to be honest, I thought it was my hidden creek, which was why I wouldn't normally go, but I thought I would go. So I now think I can get something down there, and I've got a rather cute little pocket. And then I thought what I'd do, because there's quite a lot of plain there and there are just some lovely things, I'm just going to use one of these. I was trying to decide which way up to have it. I think I'm going to have it this way up, and I'm just going to put a few foam pads again just around there. So I'll use these again. So I'm going to cut these into 3. So I think sometimes, Teresa, we get the nice chipboard and then we're not quite sure what to do with it. So I really wanted to show different ways that you could perhaps use this. And I think particularly with the Stamperia paper, they are actually a picture. I mean, I love Graphic 45. You know, I'm very much a Graphic 45 person. And the joy of Graphic 45 is its pattern. But Stamperia is picture. So, yes, we're all the same. And we all get very excited waiting. So yeah, we're all waiting for parcels. I have to admit, I'm waiting for the new Graphic 45 papers, which I think. So I'm just going to put that there like that, I'm thinking. So morning, Gillian. Thank you for joining us. So I'm just going to put that there. I'm sort of happy with it. Yeah, no, I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it. So I'm just going to get rid of that for a minute. What we need is some things to go in there. Now, in the Stamperia packs, I've got the 12 by 12 packs, and I've got the 12 by 12 double-sided, and I've got the 12 by 12 maxi pack. So I've been through them both. Now the 12 by 12 double-sided, you've got these, and they've got these on the back. So if I'm going to use these, I don't think I'm going to mount them, because actually I just love both sides, and you've got a journaling side and a photo side. Whereas on the maxi pack, you've got the fronts, but you haven't got the backs, so you might want to mount those. And also in the maxi pack, and I'm sure they're probably in the other pack as well, I haven't looked, you've got these little tags. Now the problem with those is they need fussy cutting. So I might do one of those, but I think what I'm going to do is just use for the moment one of the, so I'm just getting my cutter out. Should have got that out first. One of these. So let me just, so yes, I'm waiting for the new Graphic 45 papers. Can't remember for the life of me what they're called, but the colours, oh, Seize the Day, that's right, Seize the Day. The colours just look amazing. So I'm just gonna cut a couple of these, I think, initially. Just making sure I'm in the right place. I'm going to come over very slightly. That should do it. There we go. Brilliant. And then just come in here. So, let's just do that one as well. Okay. I'll just use the one for the moment. And what I'm going to do is just round the corners off. So I'm just going to round those corners off like that. Get rid of those bits. And, oops. So what's everybody's favourite papers at the moment? I always say at the moment because it changes with every new set that's coming out. I would say I'm loving these. So these are Stamperia House of Roses, and I am loving these. I can't wait to get the new Graphic 45. But I'm going to go this side as well. Seize the Day papers. So should we, as soon as they arrive, I will be thinking about that. And I am still very much enjoying using the Arden Hidden Creek papers as well. So I think you can then, with a little bit of persuasion, that's it, you can get one of those in there, like that, which doesn't spoil the picture because you know it's going to come out. And then I am going to cut one of, I'm just wondering if there is in the double-sided, if there is the fussy cut ones in there as well, and if so, what's on the back? It's looking as if there's not. Oh yes, there is, hang on. Ah, but it's a pattern on the back, so it's not going to make any difference. I wondered if it was sort of journaling on the back, but it's not. So I think what I'm going to do is do a quick fussy cut on one of these. Let It Be, yes. Oh yes, those Let It Be papers. I mean, I love the fact that they've brought them out as a keepsake. They are, as you say, they're still just amazing. They brought another one out as a keepsake one as well, and I can't remember which one it is. Can't remember, but I know I've seen that there's a new keepsake coming out. So I'm just going to fussy cut round here. I have to admit, scissor cutting is not my forte, but let's go for it anyway. I used to teach the children, move the card, not the scissors, and I still move the scissors. So I'm trying really hard to do it properly here. Yeah, Denise, you know what we've said? You've got to cut into them. So, yeah. Oh, I'm just going to go around. I'm hoping that they keep the Let It Be papers going for a little while, because I would like to get another set, but at the moment I want to get the Seize the Day papers. So I'm trying to remember what the other set is. Okay, so that's that. So I'm just going to go around the edge of that. So sometimes you just have to be brave. So there we go. And I will pop that onto a piece of card. Let's do it instead of talking about it. So I'm just going to grab a piece of card, stick it on. This is a new bottle of glue and it's oozing out everywhere. And if I'm clever and put it as close to the edge as I can, then I've only got to trim a corner on two sides. So I'm just going to go around this as quick as I can. You will obviously take more time. I'm just going to go around the edges of this. Done that really badly, but you can take a lot more time and do it a lot more neatly than I have. I did end up going around that edge anyway. So yeah, I've really done that horribly. But as I say, you can spend a lot more time on it. And then you've just got another one that will fit. That will fit under there, like that. So that's just a way of using some of your chipboard ephemera. Now, what I also thought, I'll come back and stick that on in a minute. What I also thought was sometimes a pattern will lend itself to doing something with it. Yeah, I think you're right, Donna. I think it is Flutter. Marima's Small Art by Marta Lepowski. Oh, right, let's look, see. It's adorable fairies and cute animals. I'm currently working on a memory book with them. Oh, so Teresa, please, 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 please share on your on Crafty Turn Crafters, because we would love to see what you're working on. We have so many Crafty Turn Crafters now, and it's really lovely. We just need people to start sharing now. But I'll have a look at that. Marima's Small Art by Marta Lepowska. Ah, right. I will have a look at that. So I've just moved the camera a little bit. What I'm going to do, if you look at this, you've got a really nice diagonal piece here. So what I'm going to do, oh, I need a bigger workspace, is, now remember, Teresa, there's a difference between what you think is good enough and what other people will go wow to. I never think my stuff is good enough. So we can always see the faults. And I think the thing is always to remember that only you know what it intended to look like. So whatever it does look like is absolutely fine, because only you know what it was intended to look like. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this diagonally across there. I know I've lost a little bit of the flower, but actually that's quite helpful because it will help me do my patterning up. So I'm then going to get a piece of scrap card. I'm making sure the piece I've got is scrap card. Yeah. And this is the same size. So this is a piece of card. It's 6 3/4 by 6 3/4. It's just that I cut it at 6 3/4 by 6 3/4 when I wanted it 6 3/4 by 7 3/4. So I'm starting out on my collage journey. Okay, so Ali, that would be really interesting to see some collage work. So are you using anything in particular? Are you doing a collage of anything in particular? Just move that out of the way. I've got stuff all around me here. And that will fit onto there like that. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take it to that trellising. So I'm going to cut it again to that trellising, which is actually nice and neatly 1.5 inches. That was an absolute fluke. Let me just check it is to the edge of the trellising. It absolutely is. Well, that was just pure luck. So I've now got 2 pieces that are taken from the decorative corner of this piece. So this, I am going to remember to go around the edges of, particularly as I do actually need a new blade. That's the word I'm looking for. So I'm just going to go round here, and this one is going to stick onto here. Now I've already cut this paper down to 7.5 by 7.5. So I'm just going to pop this onto here, like so. Move that out of the way so I don't stick the... So that's going to go on to there like that. Then I'm going to take the other half of my triangle, and I'm going to take 1.5 inches off here, because I know that was the size of the other paper. So I'm going to take 1.5 inches off here. Let's then scrap, move that out the way. And this is going to go onto here. So this is just a way of, oh, I really do need a new blade. Not doing too much to take the pattern away, but creating space for photos or whatever else you want to put in. So when you've got a nice pattern that lends itself to something like this, then, you know, my argument is, why wouldn't you? So I'm just going to pop that onto there. Like so. I'm taking this right to the edge there and there, just to give myself that little edge there. Okay, so back to my actual page. Now I've done this one and I haven't as yet. Lost the pencil now. Oh, I lose so much. You wouldn't believe such a small space. There it is. Such a small space could generate so much mess. So I'm just going to put 2 arrows on here. So remember, your 2 sides, your 2 pockets are left and right. So your arrows go on there. Here's one. So this is going to go on to this side, like so. My glue. Oh, when it's a new bottle, it's very gloopy. Okay. And whoops. It's a little bit top heavy. I'm just going to position that onto there, like that. And then I'm going to turn it over go around the edges of this. Don't really need to go around the edge of this, but it's such a terrible edge because I need a new blade. But I'm going to do it anyway. So that's going to go onto there like so. There. And I'm just going to I'd love to see the papers, Teresa. Please share them please share your makes on Crafty Turn Crafters. And then this large one is going to go on next. So as I say, it's quite nice because you can still match up those patterns. And because I want this to be a pocket, I'm just going to do the two edges and not the hypotenuse. There we go. There's the maths teacher in me coming out. And I'm just going to position that onto that corner. Now you may, and in fact I will, you may find you've got to trim off the tiniest bits at the corner. Just sometimes they don't fit as well as you think they will. Okay, I'll just put that down. And then this, I'm going to do the same thing again. Go around those two sides, like so. And then that is going to go again on the edge, like that. And you haven't actually, I'll turn it around that way you can see, you haven't actually spoilt the design of the paper. You can still see the whole picture, but you've now created two really nice little pockets. And I'm just going to trim this one. I'm using my popper trimmer so that you can see that you've got, I don't want to pull it too much, you've got a nice deep pocket there, and then you've got a smaller pocket, so you could fussy cut another one of those tags in there, or you could wait and see what's coming through from CoolKatz. Right. Oh, that doesn't go in there. Let's move it out to Sarah. So that is 2 pages done with relatively little fuss, but using, first of all, some of the chipboard and some of the tags, but also just using the patterns of the paper themselves. So I hope you've enjoyed